Liang Yu's attempt to secure the loyalty of her former students, Shen Molan and Meng Zixuan, ended in betrayal.
The moment she left their room, the two women, driven by fear of losing their privileged status in the Second Life warehouse and a desire to curry favor with Chen Xinyan, rushed to inform on her.
However, Liang Yu was waiting outside the door.
With profound disappointment, she swiftly struck both, rendering them unconscious. She bound them securely, stuffed them into a wardrobe, and, finding a bottle of sleeping pills, administered a dose to each to ensure they remained incapacitated until the following night. After locking their door from the outside, she believed she had neutralized the immediate threat to her plan to evacuate the remaining students. Her relief was short-lived. The voice of Chen Xinyan's personal secretary, Gu Rou, pierced the quiet corridor. Gu Rou, clad in a professional black suit and glasses, approached with a fixed smile and directly questioned Liang Yu's recent frequent trips to the Fourth Life warehouse. A surge of panic gripped Liang Yu. Had her plan been discovered? She maintained her composure, stating she was merely checking on the students, while her mind raced for contingencies. Seizing the initiative, she turned the interrogation around, coldly demanding to know why so many of her students had mysteriously disappeared. Gu Rou's response was a calm admission that shattered any remaining illusions about the Xishan base's benevolence. Gu Rou openly confessed that the missing students had been used as subjects for human experimentation, a brutal process with a pitifully low success rate aimed at forcibly creating superhumans. She framed this not as a secret, but as an open, grim necessity within the base's upper echelons. When Liang Yu expressed anger, Gu Rou countered with cold, pragmatic logic. She argued that survival in the apocalypse required sacrifice, and that Liang Yu's own comfortable position as a superhuman captain was built upon the suffering of those beneath her.
Gu Rou dismissed Liang Yu's protests as naive idealism, advising her to embrace unnecessary selfishness and accept the base's ruthless social contract.
Faced with this stark revelation in Gu Rou's penetrating gaze, Liang Yu feigned submission. She bowed her head, sighed, and uttered a quiet, "I understand." Satisfied, Gu Rou wished her good night and departed, leaving Liang Yu alone in the hallway, her true stance and resolve now hidden behind a mask of compliance. After Gu Rou's departure, Liang Yu exhaled in secret relief, her cover intact for now. She fundamentally rejected the secretary's ruthless social Darwinism, resolving that humanity would collapse if it embraced such cruelty, and she could not abandon her students to that fate. With Gu Rou suspicious but lacking evidence, Liang Yu steeled herself to escape the base tomorrow. Meanwhile, at the safe house, Zhang Yi's group woke late after a night of tactical discussion to a sumptuous lunch prepared by Yang Xia, Zhou Jaime, Zhou Kur, and the others. Over the meal, they meticulously reviewed the operation. The swapped missile would strike at midnight, and they needed to be in position beforehand.
Zhang Yi emphasized that Liang Yu's successful escape was the linchpin. Without her guidance through the base's lower levels, they would abort immediately.
Safety was paramount, and Zhang Yi bluntly stated that while Liang Yu was essential, her students' lives were strategically irrelevant. The most dangerous variable remained the 6 superhumans defending Xishan base, against whom Zhang Yi proposed a Tianji's horse racing-style matchup strategy, though escape remained the primary option if feasible.
As evening fell, the tension mounted.
Zhang Yi and Uncle Yu repeatedly checked weapons while young Xinxin remained glued to her monitors, overseeing the compromised Xishan network.
At 8 p.m., the departure hour arrived. The 3 men Zhang Yi, Uncle Yu, and Fatty Su said their goodbyes.
Yang Xia and the others embraced Zhang Yi, extracting promises of safe return. He kissed them goodbye, citing his greatest virtue as valuing his own life. Zhou Jaime fussed over Uncle Yu's coat, her eyes heavy with the unspoken fear of loss that bound all the women to their men in the apocalypse.
Fatty Su, alone, drew encouragement from a 2-dimensional companion app on his phone.
Zhou Kur, worried, asked to join as a field medic, but Zhang Yi refused, explaining that the opposition would likely be alien-level threats where a normal doctor would only be a burden. They carried their own emergency supplies. She relented, reminding him to use the medicine she had provided. The 3 men descended into the snowy night, climbing onto a single snowmobile. Dressed in identical white combat uniforms that could pass for Xishan base special forces, they roared out of the safe house. The 50-kilometer journey through the darkness would take approximately 3 hours, requiring careful driving to avoid detection. With Yang Xinxin holding the digital front and the women holding the home front, Zhang Yi, Uncle Yu, and Fatty Su hurtled toward Xishan base, the final battle looming at midnight. The night lay heavy over the snow-covered plains as Zhang Yi piloted the snowmobile toward Xishan base, the vehicle's engine a low murmur swallowed by the wind. Beside him, Uncle Yu and Fatty Su rode in silence, their earpieces linked to Yang Xinxin's voice threading through the radio and satellite uplink from the safe house. She confirmed the Jiangnan region had locked the missile strike for exactly midnight, the coordinates already rewritten by her hand to spare their target. At 3 kilometers out, Zhang Yi killed the engine at 11:25 p.m., the heater humming to preserve their core temperature against the biting cold. From the silver shimmer of his whitespace storage he produced a case of 10 stimulant vials, custom formulations designed to flood the nervous system with synthetic adrenaline, shattering normal physical ceilings and dulling pain receptors for a critical window. He injected himself first, the needle sliding into his wrist, then passed vials to his companions. Fatty Sue hesitated only long enough to ask about side effects before Zhang Yi dismissed the concern: survival now, consequences later. The warmth spread through their veins within minutes, fatigue evaporating, pupils dilating with a predator's clarity. Inside Shishan Base, a different tension coiled. Liang Yu exploited her access privileges to assemble the Tianqing Academy students at the Fourth Life warehouse under the pretense of overtime power generation, the plant supervisor too cowed to refuse. She ordered them into the heavy winter uniforms they had brought from the academy, the thin base-issued garments useless against the -50°C to -60°C hell waiting beyond the walls. A boy's excited whisper about escape earned a sharp glare from Wu Qingyu, but the silence that followed thrummed with shared hope. Liang Yu herded them into a shadowed corner, her mind fixed on the man 3 kilometers out in the dark. She did not know his plan, only that he was their sole thread to survival, and she clung to that thread with desperate prayer. Chen Xinyan, meanwhile, sat bathed in monitor light, pajamas crisp, a smile stretching his face as he awaited the confirmation signal from Zhu Zhang in the Jiangnan region. The favor called in, a bunker buster missile aimed at Zhang Yi's shelter, would erase the humiliation that had festered since Tianhai City. He summoned Captain Lingfeng not for strategy but for theater, turning the screen to display the strike order with the arrogance of a man who believed military ordnance could settle what superhuman strength could not. Superhumans are not invincible, he told his captain, the words doubling his warning and boast. Lingfeng saluted, obedience masking whatever thoughts stirred behind his eyes. The clock ticked toward midnight. Two forces converged on a single coordinate, one hunting survival, the other dealing death from above.